Good morning everyone and welcome back to Channel 5 News. My name is Karen and I'm glad to be back with you as every morning. Starting with good news, skies are clearing today. We expect to be at 80 degrees and finally we are escaping from the cold weather. And now with our international news, Fukuoka is going to become the 7th Japanese municipality to recognize LGBT couples. Eriko is bringing all the information about this important event.
In February, the city of Fukuoka, Japan said it will start recognizing partnerships of gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender couples in April, becoming the 7th municipality to do so despite the absence of such a system at the national level. Under the new plan, the city will issue papers authenticating partnership oaths submitted by sexual minority couples. Unlike official marriages, the recognition does not entail legal rights or obligations but is expected to be used when couples rent city-run housing or undergo medical treatment requiring the consent of a family member at city hospitals. Tokyo's Shibuya and Seto-gaya wards became the first local governments in the nation to recognize same-sex partnerships in 2015, followed by the cities of Iga, Takarazuka and Nara. Sapporo followed suit last June. Sapporo and Fukuoka also recognize opposite-sex couples on the official family registry where one, or even both, person's gender identity does not match their sex at birth. While these couples can opt for legal marriage, some choose to file for LGBT partnerships instead. In November 2015 in Shibuya, Koyuki Higashi, former member of the all-female Takarazuka Review troupe, and her entrepreneur partner, Hiroko Masuhara, became country's first same-sex couple recognized under the partnership system, but they later split up. Fukuoka is also considering offering consultation services for LGBT people and organizing networking.
Thank you, Eriko. And now in national news, Michael Griffin, the Deputy Secretary of Defense of Research and Production, said China is spending a lot of money developing missiles that will be capable of sinking the aircraft carriers. Lara is here to fill us in with the most important facts.
After months of military mobilization in the region, especially the development of 3 aircraft carriers, the multiplication of planes between the United States and South Korea, and the deepening of the negotiation progress in the negotiation scenario. The government of Kim Jong is in a determined situation with the United States to maintain its nuclear program as long as its permanence in the power is guaranteed, as well as its security. In addition, Kim's offer this week is accompanied by a freeze of ballistic missile tests or clinical trials while there is dialogue. Despite this, the United States plans to develop offensive hypersonic weapons that counteract those of the Asian giant. The Pentagon recognized the superiority of China's new hypersonic weapons to the United States and emphasized the need to strengthen defensive capabilities. The situation is so silent that Washington's strategy bases in the Pacific Oceans tend to fall against attack by the Chinese hypersonic rockets. Back to you.
And now for our local news, Denise brought us the follow-up for the shooting that happened 2 years ago at a nightclub in Orlando. The shooter's widow is going on trial, Noor Salman. Prosecutors claim she helped him to plan this shooting 2 years ago. And now, Denise is going to tell us more about this trial.
In local news, Orlando nightclub shooter's widow, Noor Salman, goes on trial. About an hour after Omar Martin left home preparing for what became the 2016 massacre at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida, his wife Noor Salman sent him a text. It suggested that what he should say if his mother invited him over to observe Ramadan, the Muslim holiday of fasting and prayer. Prosecutors say it was intended as a cover story, in case someone found out what he planned to do. Her lawyer said it was an innocent message. Did Salman know about what Martin was up to when he left their house in Fort Pierce, Florida around 5 p.m. on June 11, 2016. About 9 hours later, around 2 a.m., Mateen opened fire at the nightclub, leaving 49 people dead and 53 injured. Now, the central question in Salman's trial are whether she knew or helped her husband plan the attack. Prosecutors will tell in a federal court jury in Orlando that she knew her husband was heavily armed when he left the house and rented van, and she later told the FBI that he was going to do something bad. But her lawyers say that that text was an innocent message reflected that Mateen often went out in the evening, telling his wife he was going to visit a friend. Salman's subsequent statement to the FBI was made under duress. Her lawyers say, referring to her as a physically abused woman who was easily led. The government equates Marteen's action with supporting terrorism because he repeatedly pledged allegiance to ISIS during the attack. For that reason, Salman is charged with aiding him and providing material support to a terror group. Prosecutors say that she and Mateen scouted locations for possible attacks and went on an 11-day spending spree before the shooting. She is also charged with obstruction of justice, accused of misleading an FBI agents by making contradictory statements about whether she knew what he was planning. The trial may help answer whether Mateen targeted the Pulse nightclub because it was popular with Orlando's gay community. A defense court filing says Mateen first went to Disney Springs after leaving his house. After midnight, he conducted online searches on downtown nightclubs and went to one before finally heading to the Pulse, the filing says, suggesting that he did not settle on his target until before the attack. If convicted, Salman, 31, could face a maximum sentence of life in prison.
Thank you, Denise. We'll see how that story ends. And finally, we have for you our Disney news. On March 12th, Disneyland Resort announced a new show that is called Together Forever, a Pixar Nighttime Spectacular. That is happening on the Sleeping Beauty Castle and is part of the Pixar Fest that is beginning in April 13. And Paula is ready to give us all of the details.
Hi Karen, do you know what is Together Forever? Let me explain to you. Together Forever is a Pixar nighttime that will light up all Disneyland Park, and it begins on 13th of April as a part of Pixar Fest. This all-new nightmare will celebrate friendship through memorable music. Also, Together Forever will tell us a lot of stories through projection and iconic park location as the building of Main Street, Sleeping Beauty Castle, the water screens of the Rivers of America, and for concluding, this nighttime will even feature Buzz Lightyear and the house from Up flying up Sleeping Beauty Castle. So, don't make any plans for the 13th of April because you have an appointment with me to go to see Together Forever. See you!
And that was all for today. Thank you for joining us, and we will hope to see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.